Today, we will be exploring the importance of making web more accessible for everyone, regardless of their abilities and how to test it. Let us take a quick look at what we'll be covering during our time together. This is the agenda for today. We will start by understanding what web accessibility is all about and why it matters. We will discuss how accessible website benefit everyone, including those with disabilities. Next, we will discuss about the common challenges faced by people with disabilities when accessing websites. By understanding these needs, we can better design and develop a better digital experience. Then we will discuss some common web accessibility failures. And in the next section, we will discuss the process of accessibility testing and the key steps involved. We will explore the various techniques for conducting an effective accessibility test. Finally, we will see popular testing tools that can help the testing process. Okay, let us start with the basis. What do you mean by the term accessibility and disability? Accessibility is all about ensuring that people with disabilities can live independently and take part in everything life has to offer, just like everyone else. This means we need to identify and remove any obstacles that might stand in the way of equal access for everyone. Imagine a world where everyone, regardless of their abilities, can live independently and participate fully in all aspects of life. This is the essence of accessibility. From physical space to digital experience, accessibility is about creating a more inclusive society for all. When we come to the term disability, there is not a single word to describe disability. Disability is like an umbrella term that covers a wide range of conditions and experiences. It's essentially the mismatch between a person's abilities and their environments. This can include physical, sensory, neurological, or cognitive conditions that might affect someone interact with the world around them. Disabilities can be temporary, permanent, or situational and can vary from one person to another. Now, let us see what is web accessibility. This is a term that describes that web page must be developed in such a manner which can be accessed by people with visual, hearing, mobility, and cognitive disabilities without any difficulty like normal people. I think of accessibility as a making sure that our digital products, our service, our tools, the technologies that we build are useful for everyone, regardless of their abilities or disabilities or level of technical ability. By focusing on web accessibility, we are making the internet a more inclusive place where everyone can participate and benefit. It's like making sure that there is a ramp at the entrance of a building so that everyone can enter easily, regardless of whether they can use a wheelchair or not. Now, let us look what is the need of accessibility and what are the benefits of using accessibility. People with disabilities are the world's largest minority group. Around the world, 1 in 8 people self-identify as disabled. People with disabilities representing around 15% of the global population, which is huge in a number. Around 466 million people have disability in hearing, and this number will be doubled at the end of 2050. Around 285 million people are visually disabled, out of which 13 million people are blind, and around 18.5 million people have speech, voice, or language disorders. Everyone at one time or another in their lifetime is going to experience accessibility barriers, whether they are permanent or temporary. The finding shows that people with all type of these disabilities consume many forms of media, app. So it's a duty to ensure an easy way to use digital content. By making digital content accessible, we provide equal opportunities for people with disabilities to access in education, employment, entertainment, and other essential services available in online. It helps to avoid the digital divide and promote equal access and opportunity for all. Now let us look more into this. Next one is a legal and ethical responsibility. Many countries have laws and regulations that requires websites and digital service to be accessible to the customers with disabilities. And these regulations are more prominent in US and Europe. According to European Accessibility Act, all business serving customers in the European Union must have an accessible website at the end of 2025. When we come to the business, accessibility is a global opportunity to drive business. In the previous slide, we saw that people with disabilities are the world's largest minority group. People with disabilities representing 15% of the global population. So it means if a website is not accessible, the business is excluding a huge amount of potential customers. So it means if you don't have an accessible web page, a lot of business growth and buying powers are going to miss. According to studies, around 71% of the online shoppers with accessibility needs will leave a website if there is a usability issue. Next one, accessible website offer better user experience. Accessible design benefits everyone, not just people with disabilities. It often leads to better user experience for all users, including those using devices or in challenging environments. Features such as navigation, read-up text, etc. Next one is accessible website offer market reach and customer satisfaction. Making digital content accessible expand the potential audience and customer base. By gathering the needs of people with disabilities, organizations can reach a larger market segment and enhance customer satisfaction, loyalty, and trust. Now let us look what is the need. Sorry. Now let us look what are the common web accessibility needs. So before getting into the requirement of web accessibility, let us look into the various forms of disabilities that we need to support, which may impact individual by accessing a digital content. Actually, disability can be classified into four, mainly visual disability, hearing disability, cognitive disability, and physical disability. A visual disability refers to a condition where a person experiences limitations in their ability to see clearly. And visual disabilities can range from mild to severe conditions, which include blindness, low vision, color blindness, etc. When coming to hearing disability, it refers to a reduced ability to hear sounds. It can range from mild to severe and may affect one or both ears. People with hearing disabilities may have difficulty in hearing certain frequencies, understanding speech, even with the use of hearing aids and implants. Coming to cognitive disability, it refers to conditions that affects a person's ability to process information, learn new things, perform tasks that requires mental skills. Cognitive disabilities can vary widely in severity and may impact areas such as memory, attention, language, problem-solving skills, etc. When coming to physical disability, it refers to a condition that affects a person's physical function and mobility. It can include difficulty in using a mouse and a keyboard. So, for a visually disabled person, the basic need of a visually disabled person while using a website are they need a keyboard navigation for accessing content. They need a screen readers to read the web content. They need a text to audio converters. Sometimes they need a magnifiers for extra zooming. For the people having color blindness issue, they need color blindness filters, etc. Now, for the people having hearing disability, we need to provide captions for video content. We need to provide transcripts for audio contents. Sometimes we need to provide vibration alerts in applications. Also, we need to provide flash alerts in mobile phones. We need to provide audio to text converters. Now, coming to cognitive disability, we need to use simple content and language for better understanding. We need to ensure that the controls on our interface are clearly labeled and easily recognizable. Need to use familiar symbols or text that clearly indicates their functions. Then we need to provide menus that are logically organized and easy to navigate. We need to provide images and graphs to visually represent information. Also, we need to minimize unnecessary elements on the screen that may distract users from from main content. Keep the design clean and focused on the essential information. On coming to the physical disability, we need to use large clickable areas for interactive elements such as buttons, links, which will make easier for users with the motor impairments to navigate the interface. We need to provide a physical keyboard and mouse. Also, we need to provide sufficient time for interactions. This allows users to complete tasks at their own pace without time constraints. The user require more time due to physical disabilities. Now, let us look what are the common web accessibility failures that we see on the websites. Before moving to the web accessibility issues, let us look what we mean by WCAG. WCAG stands for Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, which defines a set of guidelines on how to make web content more accessible to people with disabilities. And it has been developed through World Wide Web Consortium in cooperation with organizations and individuals around the world. WCAG consists of 13 guidelines, and for each guidelines, there are testable success criteria. As I mentioned on the previous slides, for each guidelines, there are testable success criteria. Success criteria are on 3 levels. We have level A, level AA, and level AAA. The level A is the essential level. If this level is not met, the assistive technologies may not be able to read, understand, or fully operate the web page. The level AA is a targeted level, which we have to cover when we want to have an accessible web page according to Euro web standards. Level AA is required for multiple governments and public body websites. When coming to level AAA, this is specialized support. This is typically reserved for the parts of the website and web app that serve a specialized audience. This level AAA is the highest level achievable, and it has 78 success criteria. We always need to aim for level AA for good accessible website. Now, let us see what are the common WCAG failures. In this table, we have the data published by WebBAM website on the analysis of accessibility over 1 million most used websites. These are the common WCAG failure as per the survey that are low contrast text, missing alternative text for images, empty links, missing form for input labels, empty buttons, missing documentation language. For the last 3 years, 97% of all errors detected fall into these categories. So addressing this issue would significantly improve the accessibility across the web. So now let us look what are these issues and how we can fix these issues. The first one is a low contrast text. It means a very low contrast between the text and background colors. Sufficient contrast of text is necessary for all users, especially users with the low visions. In order to fix this issue, we need to adjust the color contrast so that there is a higher contrast between text and the background colors. This involves making the text darker or background lighter, depending on our design. Next, we need to ensure the new color combination meet the minimum contrast ratio standards. For small text, a contrast ratio of at least 4.5:1, while for the large text, a ratio of 3:1. We can also utilize the online tools such as contrast checkers that allow to check the contrast ratio between two colors. This tool can help to ensure that our color choice meet accessibility standards. Next one is the missing alternative text for images. An image must have an alt attribute if it's relevant to this page content. Without the alt text, the content of an image will not be available to screen reader users. In order to fix this issue, we need to add an alt attribute to the image. The alt attribute should provide an accurate description of the image, content, and function. This description should convey the essential information conveyed by the image. By adding descriptive text to the image, we can improve the accessibility of our web page and ensure that all users, especially those who use screen readers, have access to the content conveyed by the image. We can see an image on the right side. In this example, there is an image for it. Alternative text is given in both cases. In the first case, it is given as a brown grass, which is less meaningful when compared to the image shown. Where in the second one, it is given as a brown grass swaying in the base, which is more meaningful and accurate when we compare to the image given. Next one is the empty link. If the link does not contain text, the function or the purpose of the link will not be presented to the user. This introduces a confusion between keyboard and screen reader users. So in order to fix this issue, we should include a descriptive text within the anchor tag that clearly communicate the function of the link. The text should provide user a clear understanding of where the link will take them or what actions will it perform when it is clicked. By providing descriptive text within the links, we can enhance the accessibility of our web page, ensure all users can use the web page. In this example, we can see an image on the right side. In this example, the basket icon serves as a clickable element. But in the first case, there is no text that conveys purpose or destination to users using screen readers, whereas it is in second case, inside a span, basket is given as a text. So that screen readers can read the content and will get an idea of what actually the link tag is about. Next one is the missing form for input labels. This issue is about form controls on web page that lack corresponding labels, which can lead to difficulties for users, especially those using screen readers, in understanding purpose or function of the form control. In order to fix this issue, we need to include a visible text label next to the form control to clear describe its purpose or function. The text label should be descriptive and provide user with a clear understanding of what input is expected. Ensure that the text label provides sufficient information about the form control, such as type of the input required or action associated with it. Next one is the empty button. A button is empty or has no value text. So when we navigate into a button, a display text must be presented on the screen readers users to indicate the function of the button. This issue is similar to the anchor text issue. In order to fix this issue, we need to include a descriptive text within the button element to indicate the function or action of the button. The text should provide users with a clear understanding of what will happen when the button is clicked. We can use appropriate area attributes to enhance accessibility. We can also use role attribute to specify the role of the button. Okay. Now let us see how to perform accessibility testing. Before getting into testing of the accessibility, let us see what are the checklists for accessibility testing. Some of the major things we need to check while you're testing a website are check keyboard accessibility. Make sure there is a visible focus style for interactive elements that are navigated through keyboard input. We need to confirm every focusable element as a keyboard focus indicators with at least 3.3:1 contrast. We need to ensure that skippings work correctly and are visible to the keyboard users. For the images, we need to make sure that all image elements have an alt attribute. For image containing text, make sure that all description includes the image text. When coming to media, make sure that the media does not autoplay. Ensure that media controls use appropriate markups. Check that all media can be paused. Then we confirm that transcripts and captions are available for medias. When coming to mobile and touch devices, we need to check the site can be rotated to any orientation. We need to remove horizontal scrolling. We need to ensure the button and the link icons can be activated easily. For animations, we need to ensure animations are subtle and do not flash too much. We need to provide a mechanism to pause background video. Here, I mentioned only a few points due to time constraints. So the detailed checklist for the web accessibility can be available in WCAG websites or WebM websites. Now, let's look what are the types of web accessibility testing. Web accessibility testing can be divided into two. First one is the automation testing, and second one is the manual testing. Both have advantages and disadvantages. Okay, now let us see what they are. Automation testing in web accessibility refers to the use of software tools and script to automatically assess and evaluate the accessibility of the web content. These tools scan web pages and applications to identify accessibility issues based on WCAG standards. Automation testing helps to quickly detect the common accessibility issues such as missing alt text for images, improper heading structures, color contrast, etc. When we compare to manual testing, automation testing is faster and more systematic way to evaluate accessibility. And this will allow developers and designers to identify and fix issues effectively. Okay, now let us see what are the common tools that we used for automation testing. The most common tools are the IxDF tools browser extension, Google Lighthouse tool, Wave browser extension, and accessibility checker tool. Okay. Now let us see what is IxDF tool browser extension. Ax is an accessibility testing engine for HTML-based solution, which helps to automate accessibility testing. It can be seamlessly integrated with any existing text environment, also with the various tools and extensions. In IxDF tool browser extension, it shows a critical, moderate, serious issues on a web page and tells us how bad the issue is. It also provides information how to solve this issue. It also shows the success criteria we need to follow to solve these issues. Next one is the Google Lighthouse. It is a commonly used tool. It provides different audit like performance, accessibility, SEO, etc. It provides a score for each audit. When come to accessibility, the Lighthouse accessibility score is weighted the average of all accessibility audits. In Google Lighthouse, the accessibility audit scores range from 0 to 100. Score from 0 to 49 is considered as a poor score, which means we need an improvement in our web page. The scores between 50 to 89 considers as a need improvement in our web page. The scores between 90 to 100 is considered as a good score, and 100 is excellent one. And it also provides a list of items that we need to check manually after testing. Next one is the Wave browser extension. It is similar to the tools that we discussed before. It is the most commonly used tool. It provides the information, the issues in our web page, and also show the information how the issues can be solved. It also shows the success criteria for the issues. Now, let us see an example how to use this Wave browser extension in our web page. For that, let me open a sample web page. Okay, in order to add Wave tool, just search for Wave.
Sachin, I think you have not shared your screen.
Okay, 1 second. Visible? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now let us see how can we text a sample web page using Wave tool. For this, we need to search for Wave extension for Chrome in Google. Click on the Wave evaluation tool. Then we can see a button add to Chrome. Click on that. Now open the web page for testing. Just right click on the web page. In the list, we can see Wave this page. Click on that. Okay, now we can see on the left side, we can see the Wave tool, and on the right side, we can see our website. There are many tabs. In the summary tab, it gives the outline of our web page. It shows that it's a 4 errors, 33 contrast errors, 16 alerts, 30 features, and etc. Now to get the details, click on the details tab. So we will get the details of the errors and contrast errors. So we can see inside the errors, we can see that one empty button, one empty link, 2 missing form labels. So when we click on that icon, it will focus to the button which we have issued on the web page. So there is an info icon just near to it. By clicking on that, we can see what this actually the error is and how we can solve this error. This error is showing that a button is empty or has no value text. In order to fix this issue, we need to place a text content within the button element. So as we mentioned in the previous slide, the empty button, empty link are the common issues that we see on a website. So when we click on this icon, we can see a focused button get focused. So this search button have the issue. While clicking on this icon, it will show that a button is empty or has a no value text. So below that, there's a code button. Clicking on that, we can see that in the button tag, the text is missing. The button has class names, role, etc. But the text for the button is missing. So so that we need to add a text inside the button to avoid accessibility issues. So for persons using screen readers can easily detect what this button actually means. Similarly, we have empty link issues and missing form labels. Then we have 33 contrast errors. In below that, there are 16 alerts. When clicking on that, we can see that the alt attributes of this image having same value. When you click on this image, we can see that alt attribute is a service icon. For the next image also it is a service icon. So we need to, it is given an alert that we need to change the value for the alt attribute. It has same values for the 10 images. So we need to solve that issue. Then next tab is the order tab. When we click on the order tab, we can see that there are numbers are displayed on our images, icons, and buttons. Actually, this means while we focusing our web page using a tab or screen readers, the first focus will be come on the food cap logo. The second focus will be coming to the button naming open menu. Third one will be coming to the close menu. Fourth one for the food cap logo. So from this, we will get a clear idea of the logical order of our tab. So if the logical order is having any problem, we can fix in the code. When we have a contrast tab, in that we can see there are 33 contrast issues. This issue is actually means the color between text and background. When we click on the issue, we can see a very low contrast between the text and background colors. We need to fix this issue. We need to increase the contrast between the text color and background colors. So we can fix that issue using this contrast tab. So there is a background color and is a text color. We can adjust the value of the text color from here. In below, we can see that the WCJ AA and AAA fail. So while we changing the contrast for the text, we can see that now. So yeah, now we can see that WCJ AA and AAA is getting a pass value. So like this, we can text the contrast ratio between text and background colors and change that in our code. Okay, coming back to our topic. Next one is the manual testing. For the automation testing, it is very useful, but we can only detect around 40% of errors in our web page. So remaining issues, we need to do manual testing. So for doing manual testing, these are the steps we need to follow. First one, review the content structures and semantics. Inspect the HTML market to ensure proper semantic structure is used. Verify that headings, list, links, form elements, and other elements are appropriately labeled and structured. Then we do text the keyboard navigation. Verify that All interactive elements such as links, buttons, form, field can be accessed and operated using only through keyboards. Navigation through the website using tab key and ensure focus indicators are visible and logical. For the multimedia content, verify that audio and video content are accompanied by text alternatives such as caption for videos and transcript for audio files. Next, we need to verify the images and graphics. We need to ensure all images and graphics have descriptive alternative text to convey the meanings and purpose to users who cannot see them. Avoid using images of text unless necessary. When need to test responsive design and zoom functionality, verify the website responsive and adapts well to different screens and devices. Next one, the last and final one, this is an important one. Conduct a user testing with assistive technologies. Then we need to conduct user testing with individuals who use assistive technologies such as screen readers, manipulation softwares, or voice recognition tools. Observe how they interact with the website and address any accessibility barriers identified during testing. By following these steps and continuously refining our testing process based on our user feedback and evolving accessibility standard, we can ensure that our website is inclusive and accessible to all users. In conclusion, web accessibility testing is an essential part of creating a more inclusive online experience. By testing website and web applications for accessibility, we ensure that people with disabilities can access and use this digital resource effectively. Testing helps to identify and fix accessibility issues and making the web more usable for everyone. Incorporating accessibility testing into the development process is not just a legal or ethical requirement, it is a step towards a more accessible and user-friendly web for all.